Hey Ringside Crew. Welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside Podcast. And now here's your host, Joe Panther III.
Hello there, wrestling fans! To another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside Podcast. I am Joe Panther III, and Ringside Crew, you never knew that would be two episodes in one day. I have an awesome female wrestler that is absolutely blazing the trail for herself. Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to Sybil Sheppard. Welcome, Sybil.
Hello. Thanks for having me on my on the show. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. If my American fans, I'm talking about the East Coast, my East Coast killers and drillers, like my East Coast wrestling fans, like the New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, New Jersey, you know, the East Coast side of the United States that I always stand up and salute. If they're not familiar with you, and why would they not be? Introduce yourself.
I'm Sybil Sheppard. I'm usually in Oshawa area in Ontario. I guess Toronto area, Greater Toronto area, and yeah, here in Canada. I should say that. And I usually have my shows at my home training gym at New Beginnings. There's maybe one other promotion I'm on, like sometimes, but at the current moment, that's about it.
Awesome. First and foremost, what made you get into the wrestling business? And second question, how did you come up with the name?
So how I got into indie wrestling, I had a friend. So I've been doing jiu-jitsu for I guess over a decade now. And I did do some MMA before too. And yeah, I had a mutual, a friend. He was just like, the school is opening up soon, right here in Oshawa, and it would be really cool if you tried wrestling. And at the time, I was like, I don't know, because my schedule was kind of full because of my job, and then I was doing jiu-jitsu, competing. I would go into the States and do tournaments there for jiu-jitsu as well. And then sometimes I'd whatever time off I had was usually scuba diving. So eventually I heard that school also had a promotion where there was going to be a show. So I came out to the show to check it out, and then I really liked the show. So eventually I was just like, okay, so what's the training schedule? And I just showed up to my first class before even talking to the actual trainer. I was ready with my shoes and wearing everything. Like, I'm here. And I did a couple of classes. I had fun, and then I kept showing up. So, and yeah, I joined that gym. And awesome. Then for your second question, Sybil Sheppard. Every time I work a customer facing job, I'd have my name tag, and my actual name is Sybil. And they would always just be like, oh, Sybil, Sybil Sheppard. I'm like, yeah, Sybil. And then the next question is, have you seen the movie Psycho that she was in? She was brilliant. And I was like, at first, I hadn't heard of it. And then eventually I looked it up, and it was a Hitchcock movie. And I sat down and watched it, and then I realized this was a classic horror film that gets referenced by other horror films or shows. So it was starring serial killer Patrick Bateman. And yeah, I was like, oh, I recall that, Norman Bateman. Patrick Bateman is American Psycho. And then it also gets referenced in Dexter. And yeah, I kind of picked that up immediately. And then, yeah, I really liked it. So it's I need to watch more old movies because they're sometimes better. Yeah.
So where do you, when you get to the curtain, how do you get the switch turned on in your head before a match?
I'm always nervous right before the curtains. I start moving around a little more, and then go over what like my attitude should be, with what's happening, like storyline wise. If there's a story, usually there is, and try to remember like all my parts.
Mm.
Usually a lot of pressure, so I'm nervous, but
So
I'm also like, I'm gonna do it.
who made your gear?
There's like a local like custom swimsuit shop that's like right here in Oshawa, and she just makes also like a lot of people's wrestling gear here as well on the side. So I just like designed my gear, like sent her the drawing, and then she looked at it and she's just like, that looks really different. I want to do this. And I was like, okay, cool. And, yeah, I
You
was
just
pretty
broke a tradition with me. I've asked people if they create their gear, have they ever gone to a swim shop? And every one of the people in the United States all say no to me. They'll go, no way. What are you, nuts?
because like her shop, like when you go up to it, like there's like mannequins at the front and they're all wearing like swimsuit stuff. So you wouldn't guess that she's making wrestling gear as well. She doesn't really advertise that part like right there.
Did you give her an 8x10 yet and frame it and give it to her and ask her to put it in the shop yet, like every celebrity does in the world?
No. I still have to like maybe do my merch stuff and get everything together. I still don't have 8x10s. I'm pretty bad for that.
You could always just, you know how you send me the 8x10 for the promo, like the promo poster? You could just do like this, go to Staples or whatever you guys have in Canada and bring it the picture, plug it into the computer, put it at 8x10, and then print it up, autograph
I
it.
just got those promo photos done like very recently. So
Ooh. Do you
next
who
show,
you want to
I'll
give a
have
shout
the-
out to the photographer who did the pictures?
I mean, I didn't want to mention it, but they're all like technically selfies.
Oh, okay.
I put a camera on a tripod and then timed it and then made sure the lighting was nice and yeah.
Well, to
It
me, it
was
looked
nice,
great.
right?
Like it didn't even look like a selfie. I was like, when you sent it to me and I was looking over the pictures, I'm like, what picture do I choose? Boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, I'm a sucker for a picture that someone pointing, like doing like a this or like a this. And I'm like, I easily can just flip it and make it look like she's pointing at the logo. Like that's my favorite thing. Have you ever gone somewhere and you're with somebody and just like you're
Yes.
pointing at them? That's like
Yes.
half my wrestling friends that meet me and I meet the wrestler and I'm always doing this, doing the Triple H.
Just like
Doing that like that. And it's like, you just gave them their 5 seconds of fame, Joe. You just went, I'm like, I'm not Triple H. What the hell? I may have the beard and then have the I could do the deep voice. We just had a really good one on tour. And yeah, Joe Triple H, yeah. Because I think me and Triple H are brothers sometimes. Like, just kidding. I don't have a wife that would step on me. So who are some of the inspirations for you? Like, who are some of the female wrestlers that you look up to or looked up to when you were just wanting to get into the business?
when I was a kid and when I was watching WWE a long time ago, Victoria was on and I really liked her with her like a psycho, I guess, going back to Sybil Sheppard. Yeah, I liked her gimmick and like everyone like respected her and like ran away from her. So I was like, yeah, her. I did like the other girls too, like Stacy Keibler, because she would have guys drooling over her, and I guess Trish Stratus as well. And I'm trying to remember the older wrestlers, but like current ones, I do like Io Sky a lot, Rhea Ripley, and then Chelsea Green. Oh my God,
She's amazing. I love Chelsea. Oh my gosh, she could do no wrong. As I could say, she could leave her dog outside in the rain, and I'll be like, she's still hilarious. Oh, like she can make a selfie video like, guys, I got so mad at my dog today. He's standing by the glass. Isn't that funny? Like, and then what's name walks over and goes, let the dog in. Like, and still you'd be like, but she was just playing. Like, she didn't never mean that, do that to her dog. Like,
Yeah, she's in
so,
character all the
yeah,
time.
she's a character. Someone, she would never. No, they didn't just try to cancel her because she did that. No way. So let's go back with your career, Sybil. When you first made your debut, do you remember who your opponent was, and did you actually have gear yet?
So for like a debut, do you count Rumbles?
You know what's funny? You're gonna laugh hysterically. I think 90% of the wrestlers I've interviewed the past 2 years all have had their debut match in a Rumble.
Yeah, I think that makes sense because your role is way smaller.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I don't know. I had like a few Rumbles before I had like my first actual match, and then like my first match was a tag match. It was me and my trainer Adriana Starr versus Fat Kyle and Chris Paradise.
Wait, what? What's his name? Fat Kyle?
Yes, he's more popular as a deathmatch wrestler, but he's a pretty good like wrestler too. From every time I've wrestled.
Booker T style, I dig it.
He stands out. He's very punk rock. He's got green hair. That's like his color, green, everything. And and he's kind of like his gimmick, I guess, is like the Kyle means, I guess, like kind of a dick, punching drywalls.
Oh,
monster cans, yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. And that was my first like actual match was a tag match. Mm-hmm. And what was your second question?
I'm like that meme of Chicken Little going, what are we talking about again? Like, that's me as always. Brain just thinking of, I'm looking at my ring lights and I sometimes go into a fog like a fly going into a zap. Like,
you asked me if I had my gear yet. That's what it was.
Yeah, the gear part. Yeah, see, exactly. ADD. Gone.
I didn't. I was wearing like a sports bra and like spats that I would wear for no-gi jiu-jitsu. It had like tigers on the side. And then I was borrowing somebody's kick pads. And yeah. Because I think at first we were thinking like my gimmick should be like more MMA. But I was a little worried because like we already have Ronda Rousey. And I kind of didn't want to be like pigeonholed into MMA gimmick stuff. So it's like, right now I'm trying to like distance myself from that.
Yeah, and also the Ronda Rousey, what she's been doing lately, like calling out wrestling and making like saying how bad wrestling is and how fake it is, and you don't want to get stuck in that Ronda Rousey bubble. Like, you don't want to, like, so you think the same way like Ronda? No, duh. Like, I like getting paid.
Like, in a way, I kind of get her frustration, I guess, is that like it is scripted and like, when you train for it, you're training for the performance, not to win.
Yeah.
But it's also like that's the industry. Like, you knew this, right?
Yeah. So. Yep, you're right. So are there any female wrestlers or male wrestlers, if you wrestle guys too, that you would like to wrestle that you have not had to wrestle on the scene yet?
I would say there's quite a few, but it's also like, well, it's more like there's a lot. So I can't like very specify, but on the women's side, there's a lot of women in Ontario and I guess outside of Ontario, but I would like to, I'd like to have a match with Maria Delmont. She's also more of a deathmatch.
Ooh.
She's in like the same group as that Kyle. So I would like to have a match, but not a death match yet. Maybe later in my career, I'll do death matches because I'm also worried about getting pigeonholed into that too.
Yeah, there's a lot of female wrestlers that get pigeonholed in the deathmatch scene. Like, there's Randy West, there's Mickey Knuckles. There's a few of them. There's one that's in Mexico that she wears a lucha match, and mask, and she does regular wrestling, but they only know her as Deathmatch, and that's it. And if you saw her mask, you'd be like, damn, she's cool. Like she was like on an episode of the podcast that I'll be airing as a gotta break the news now. where's my little emoji that I have on here that here we go. Like her episode will be a Dos Cantos this year, right after my season 4. I have to make it sound like I'm lying to my fans. I have a bonus episode that is not counted as another episode after the season 4 finale. It's a bonus episode that I just said, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna have it air instead of like waiting to 2026 to air it, because it's such a good episode and she's so awesome. And Tracy, the pop making wrestling queen, is my co-host of that night. And I decided, I had to air it this year because it was so good. And the stuff she said, I had to have it air. I'm like, if I'd wait 2026, I have to wait to 2026 for people to see this. Fuck it, we're going live. I was like, I needed to.
3 more weeks until next year.
Yeah, I'm not gonna wait. I want people to see it. So as you said, like, you don't want to get pigeonholed in just being a deathmatch. I've had people get nervous because deathmatch is like serious business. Like, are you ready to deal with broken glass and like barbed wire and stuff like that?
I think like I'm more scared of like breathing in like glass dust or something like that than like getting hit with it, because like I did do a bit of MMA and like I have been punched and kicked in the head before, so I guess this is more like getting cut. But honestly, like when you're like in the moment, I think like having all that adrenaline going, like you probably won't notice it as much. I'm not sure. I won't really know until I do my first one, I guess.
Yeah. One of my last questions for you: if you can create a indie wrestling women's Mount Rushmore, who would be on that Mount Rushmore?
Indie women's.
It could be Canada. It could be Canada. I am English. Jeez, Joe. I'm looking into my ring lights and my brain is going like Canada or Toronto, or the ones you've known that you've been around, that when you first started they were there and now they're retired, or they're slowing down. Who would you say would be the Mount Rushmore, the ones you've known that you would give the flowers to? Definitely.
I would say Bia. I've met her and I've watched her, and she's probably like one of the first indie women that I have met and talked to, and she was very kind. Bia Moss would be one. Another one would be Crystal Moon. I don't know if you know these names. I don't know
Crystal Moon.
Yeah,
I know of her. I was supposed to work with her, but something happened and it never happened.
Well, I guess that happens a lot.
Yeah, it does.
I guess it should be like 4 people on this Mount Rushmore.
You can put as many as you want. You can go full wall. Like, it's women. I want to give the women's Mount Rushmore as much space as we want. Like, got to find a big mountain. Like,
I really like Miley.
I know Miley.
You know Miley? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. She's way back Dudes at Ringside when she still had her partner in crime, the guy that used to work with her, or still does. I don't know.
Okay. And then I feel like I'm forgetting people too. I've never met Alexia Nicole yet, but she's pretty cool. Yeah, I see her like spinning around and shit.
Doing the flippy doos and the spinny doos, as I say.
Yeah. She's like jumping off the turnbuckles and stuff. And like,
I like that, but then I get scared that I'm gonna miss and like fall and hit my head against the table instead of falling through the table. Like,
yeah, I would get worried. Like, are they gonna catch me? Please
Is
catch
this
me.
going to end wrong? Am I going to be on everybody's reels on Instagram saying oopsie? Like,
Or that. Yeah, yeah. Or just come up a little short somehow, or I don't
did you see that clip of what happened to that luchador a few weeks ago?
know. I don't think so.
It's on my story. He flipped off the top rope and didn't get caught, and he fell. He fell on the
Ooh.
ground
Was there a
and
bounce?
landed like sideways, like it's like a dummy. Like,
Yeah, that sucks.
here we go. Another question before we go. Have you ever been injured during a match?
Yes, actually. So I had an injury about a year and a half ago. That was like the original knee injury. Basically my knee bent sideways,
Oh,
and then yeah, it sounds. So I didn't tear anything in my knee. It was just really badly sprained, and then after I could walk again, my issue is like I don't feel it anymore. So I would forget about it and I'd do something dumb like jump around and then I might accidentally injure it. But basically, earlier this year, like I had a match against Brian Samuels, and like my knee wasn't like 100%, but I forgot about it, and I didn't really make the best choices. Where I decided to pick him up for a Samoan drop, and he weighed over 200 pounds.
oh,
And when I picked him up, I was facing away from the crowd. So I was like, oh, I should just turn around. And when I went to turn around, my knee popped and started ending sideways again. So I just re injured myself after like I was basically almost done coming back from this injury. And then the thing about it was I couldn't walk again, but I had a flight to Thailand in a couple of days, and I was going to wrestle over there. But now that I'm injured, I did end up in a rumble over there and like managing a couple of matches.
wait, you said you wrestled in Thailand?
Yeah.
Oh,
For,
let's talk about that. That sounds like amazing.
I wrestle for PSE, Paradise Sports Entertainment, and it's run by Sunny Z. He used to be around here on the indie scene. I don't know what his background is, but I'm guessing at least half Chinese. But yeah, when I went over there, it was me and there was a few Canadians there, and then it was also like some Chinese people there. So it was kind of like Canada versus China when I was there. So it was me, Adrian Ostar, and Ryan Rogan, and Maredes from, I think they're both from Quebec area. I'm not 100%. And we also had Cody Uno Ocho, and I think he was from maybe New Brunswick, somewhere in the maritime provinces. And then so we were like Team Canada, and then there was like that big language barrier where you gesturing and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't get to have a match because of my knees, so it's all right.
Did you at least like take in any of the wrestlers that were there, try to ask advice from anybody that was like older in that promotion?
I did get some feedback when I did the Rumble, basically. But the Rumble was short for me, but yeah. And then some of like, I guess the Chinese wrestlers, like were kind of like acting or a part of the story, where they improvised on the spot, and then I had to go along, and I was like, all right, yell at them in English, and then they're yelling at me in Chinese. So I'm like,
Oh my god. Please be me. Please be nice. I don't know what you're saying. Like,
I wish there was like footage of this. There was like so many streamers, but I was like, how do I get their footage? And I just couldn't figure it out because they had like their own Chinese apps that I couldn't get on my phone. So I was like,
you could always ask them if there's anything on YouTube because everybody puts everything on YouTube now.
well,
Even
like,
me.
They had shows like basically almost every night, so there was just so much content that I just assumed it probably got buried. So, yeah,
that's horrible that you're one shot in the sun in Japan.
Thailand.
Thailand. Sorry. Oops, my bad. In Thailand, pretend like that. I never said in Thailand. Like totally got zapped away for all the content. Like, does that make you feel like that took away your trip to Thailand, made it like so quick that you're like, oh, it's just amongst every billions of videos that they've done?
I just figure I'll be back, cause like I also like kind of booked the trip as a vacation, and like I knew that they were there, and it was like a little bit planned that I'll get like maybe a match or two, but yeah. Otherwise, I'm like, look, this happened, no hard feelings. Like I can't change things, so
Yeah,
I can only
that's
make
true.
new opportunities, not
Yeah.
go
Would
back
you
in
ever go
time.
back to Thailand again?
Maybe, hopefully. I mean, the place I stayed in was kind of dirty.
Oh God.
Yeah, I was like, "Is Thailand like this?" And then when I went to like more touristy places, like a temple, like I got into like they had like their own Uber thing, and it's just like it went from like dirty urban place to like nicer greenery. It's like, oh look, there's actually plants here. It was like,
Everything's not
okay, this is
dead.
where I'm
Oh, look at
staying.
this.
Where I'm staying is like the slummy place, I guess.
Like the dirty parts of the Bronx, and then you get toward like Yankee Stadium. It's still a little dirty, but it's still a little high rise apartments. And then you get to the stadium, you're like, oh, it's still dirty, but it's still a stadium. There's a stadium
Yeah,
in between
yeah,
all this stuff. Um,
yeah. I just remember
before
like walking at night, like walking back to where I was staying. It's like I would see roaches like running on, and like sometimes in the dumpsters, I see a big rat in there. Like, ew,
uh,
gross.
uh, that's nothing your coach prepared you for. Okay, we're gonna have you practice walking from a show and not get attacked by a city rat.
And also, like, I can't run because of my knee.
You get this crab walk to scare it, like try to get away. You're like trying to do a light skip, like I'm trying to skip on my knee, like you one foot run away, like you're doing the
Just like
kick
hop
walk.
away.
You just try to like you're dancing. You like do
Just like
do do.
hobble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I'm running from a rat. The rat thinking you're playing with it. It's trying to like skip behind you.
I
And you're
don't
like,
have
no.
food.
Oh. You're like you had like a bag of Doritos. You're just trying to distract it. You're throwing
Throw
Doritos the other direction.
it.
Throwing
Go get
Doritos
it.
the other direction. Here, take my granola bar. I don't want it. Go back the next day. That rat has like a muscle. Like, a minute. Ate that granola bar. Thanks. Before we go, if my fans want to follow you on social media, how can they find you?
I have an Instagram account and a Facebook account. Facebook is pretty straightforward. It's just Sybil Sheppard. If you look it up, I'm sure you'll find it, or at least see my profile picture of like me in a ring. And then for Instagram, it's Sybil Sheppard, no spaces, .pw for pro wrestling. And yeah, two
Do you have any
places.
upcoming shows this weekend or anything coming up?
Nothing for like the rest of this year. And then
Wow.
February, I have a show coming up. It's not announced, but so I'm not going to say anything if it's not
Oh no,
announced.
don't. I don't want your promoter coming after me like she did. Delete the episode. No, no, we did that now. I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Damn parents,
Thanks for
answer the
having me.
phone. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It really means a lot to have a young rising star like you. I definitely want to work with you in 2026 again because this was so much fun. Thank you. I am Joe Panther III.
And I'm Sybil Sheppard.
And we will catch you in the next one.